Hello guys, this is Christian Thomas and I'm coming at you with another video, and it's a little bit different than how I normally do it. It's not that much different, but a little bit different because I'm going to be going over multiple topics today. I'm going to be covering the H&M's supposedly racist ad. I'm going to be covering Oprah Winfrey's possible presidency and her speech at the Golden Globe, and I'm also going to be covering the famous or infamous, depending on who you are. I'm going to be covering Donald J. Trump, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about his new Fire and Fury book that Michael Wolff wrote about him and how he reacted to it. And also I'm going to talk about how Donald Trump called Haiti and some African countries shitholes. We're gonna have a lot of ground to cover today, so please bear with me. And without further ado, let's roll it. First up is we're gonna talk about H&M's supposedly racist ad, and what the picture in question said. It's a picture of a black boy wearing a hoodie that said "coolest monkey in the jungle." And a lot of people were outraged about it. I've seen people on Twitter, Facebook, and things like that. I've seen a lot of people outraged about this hoodie. And let me explain why people are so triggered by it. Even though I'm not personally triggered by it, but on some level I can see why other people would be. I think it's because the term monkey has always been a racist term towards black people. Because for a while, blacks were always compared to monkeys, and I can see how this ad would make people uncomfortable. But at the same time, I don't see the full-fledged outrage about it. So I don't see this as grounds for boycotting H&M or anything like that. And me personally, I think people are overreacting just a little bit. And at the same time, I can see why they're upset. Because like I said, given the racial tensions and stuff that have been going on over the past few years or so, this may not have been the best idea of H&M to do this. With that said, I don't think H&M was being racist by having this ad. I just think that it was a lack of judgment. They just weren't really thinking about how people would react to it and things like that. And given the racial climate and things like that, this reaction should have been expected. And like I said before, I don't see this as grounds for boycotting H&M or shutting down H&M or anything like that, because this was one mess up on their part. And like I said, H&M should have been more careful with it, and that's my thoughts on the matter. And now we're going to go into Oprah Winfrey. If you remember last week, Oprah Winfrey gave a powerful speech at the Golden Globe Awards. To some it may be powerful, and to some it was just another social justice narrative, and I have mixed feelings about it. It was powerful in the sense that Oprah was telling her audience and the people at the Golden Globes that people can do whatever they want, and that both men and women have good assets towards them. And I can also see how people may think this is a social justice push because she did mention something about women and things like that. I don't remember the speech off the top of my head. I just watched little bits and pieces of it, so I don't remember the whole thing in full, but my overall thoughts on it is that it was pretty powerful, and this particular speech led to people thinking that she should run for president in 2020. The interesting thing about that is that people were complaining about Donald Trump lacking political experience and how he's a big celebrity running for president and stuff like that. But at the same time, Oprah is a big celebrity and she doesn't have any political experience that I'm aware of. That's kind of the same thing. And I personally don't think Oprah should run for president, because it's not so much the lack of political experience. It's more so the fact that I think she's going to push a certain narrative, like a certain social justice narrative. and play identity politics throughout the whole time. That's one of my biggest issues. Is one of my biggest fears about Oprah Winfrey running for president. And if she does seriously run in 2020, it will be the big celebrity race. You got Oprah Winfrey versus Donald Trump, and I wonder who will win that whole thing. And speaking of Donald Trump, that's what I'm gonna go into next. Let's roll it. Michael Wolff recently published a book called Fire and Fury, talking about his experience during the Trump campaign and throughout Trump's time in the White House. And it was basically highlighting what went on, what happened throughout the campaign and during Trump's time in the White House and things of that nature. And Trump got triggered by saying that that the libel and slander law should be changed and things like that. And the thing that kind of got to me is that Donald Trump claims to be for free speech, but at the same time, he gets upset because somebody published a book based off of his own experience with Trump. And I'm not saying that this book is without bias, because I absolutely do think it has some sort of bias to it, whether it's good bias or bad bias, depending on who you are. The thing that gets me is like a lot of these people are supposedly for free speech, but they get upset when people criticize Trump for whatever reason. Granted, I think that the media is on Trump too much, but at the same time, Trump is not above criticism like anyone else. And also, the second thing I want to discuss is Trump's shithole comment regarding Haiti and El Salvador and a lot of African countries. And a lot of people on the left and a lot of people within the anti-Trump circle got triggered by this and started calling him a racist and things like that. And I don't think what he said was racist, because it's true. Haiti and El Salvador and many African countries are shitholes, to put it frankly, because they are poor, they are high in crime, there's not a lot of freedom there, you don't have a lot of choices there, you don't have a lot of resources, you have crappy lands and things like that. It's like, who will want to live there? I'm not talking visiting, I'm talking living there. Who will want to live in lands like that? It's like, they're third world countries, and historically third world countries have been shitholes. So I don't think Trump is wrong in saying that at all. Granted, Trump probably shouldn't have said shithole, but that doesn't take away from the fact that his argument and his premise is correct. And the most interesting thing that I've seen on this whole thing is that a lot of people on the left and the anti-Trumpers got triggered and started calling him racist and started getting all in their feelings and not willing to accept facts, and they feel the need to virtue signal for these countries and things like that. And I don't understand it, because Trump is being honest. For quite some time, these countries have been in bad shape. He was talking about the countries themselves, not the people there. If he was talking about Haitian people or Salvadoran people or African people or whatever, then you might have a point. But he wasn't. He was talking about the state of the countries. If you can't see that, then I don't know what the heck to tell you. And without further ado, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and share. And see you all in the next video. Peace.